Hi everyone, it's Jill Lancet and I'm here for your free Thursday night tutorial. I hope everybody's been well. I'm still not 100%, but I am getting there. Just a couple of things I want to talk about first. First of all, we have until the 30th of June an extra 10% off stamp and die bundles. Now, if you buy a stamp and die bundle, you get 10% off the recommended retail price of the stamps and the die set combined. This is an extra 10%, so that is 20% off stamp and die bundles for the month of June only. Also, if you are looking to buy one of our stamp, cut and emboss machines, either the mini or the large one, there is a 10% discount on those until the 30th of June also. So you can go to my online store. All of the details are there. Now, a couple of other things I want to just talk about. The lovely Gwenda sent me a beautiful card this week just because I haven't been very well. Gwenda is on my team. My team is called the Meraki Mavens. If you're looking to join, again, all the details are on my online store. We are the Meraki Mavens, and you will be in my team. You will get an extra 10% off those bundles. If you join, you can put those through as an order and get an extra 10% off. So that would be great. Thank you so much, Gwenda. I really appreciate receiving cards, especially when I haven't been well, and I have been struggling a little bit. So this was a lovely surprise that came in the mail. Make your cards, but by all means send them out, because the person that receives them, you just don't know how much you will affect their day when they receive that. Thank you very much again, Gwenda. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is our card sketches. Now, I'm going to forego our lovely, wonderful Aussie animals for the time being. I simply can't fit the card sketches and the animals in. I will resume with the Aussie animals, never fear. But we are looking at card sketch number 10. I have numbered them 1 to 22. Only for ease of reference, and we're looking at card sketch number 10. It's a clean and simple card, which I struggle with sometimes, but this was literally the quickest card in the world. I took a soft seafoam card base. It's half an A4, scored at 10.5, or whatever your card base is in your country. I took the beautiful ephemera packs and I used 2 of them. They are on page 19 in our catalogue. I got Saying Something and Fully Flowering. Now they're both here. So the Saying Something is, as it says, words. Words and words and words. Whether they're giant card die cut ones or whether they're on these little sentiment style, they are word dies. I have taken the thanks. I've taken the thanks from here. Before I pulled it out of the framework though, I coloured it with Wink of Stella and then I let it dry. Once you put something like a Wink of Stella on, you're compromising the paper. It's effectively wet. So when you go to tear it out of here, you may tear it. So let that dry. Do that first, let that dry, and then get on with the rest of it. The other part of it is the Fully Flowering. And I took this beautiful big flower here. And there are, on every page, there are at least one that you can colour yourself. So I took this one here. I'm going to show you what I've done with it. Quick as a wink, this card was. So I simply took the flower. After I had let the thanks dry, I just glued that straight over the top of the flower. I've popped a piece of ribbon, it's the bubble bath ribbon, with some dimensionals on the back, put that straight onto the card. So simple. A clean and simple card, beautiful color combination, very, very quick, very easy. Now, that brings me to tonight's card, to tonight's tutorial. It's not a card. It's not a card. If you wanted to gift cards, i.e. make cards and give them, I'm going to show you how to make a box for those. Now, I have 4 cards with 4 envelopes here that I'm intending on gifting somebody. But you know how I love boxes. I didn't have a box that would fit these 4 cards and 4 envelopes. So what I've done is I've scoured YouTube and I found Wendy at Village Card and Crafts. Now I'll put a link in the description below. But what I did was she offered a worksheet and I have taken that and I have tweaked it. I've tweaked it for me, but I'm offering it to you as a PDF. If you'd like it, please request it at my email address here and I will send that to you by return email. Now, I am absolutely rubbish at maths and at working things out. Sometimes if it involves adding and Wendy, thank you, Wendy. Wendy has done all the hard work. I've just tweaked this to suit me. In Wendy's video, she basically made the card the box to fit the card. Now I want to put envelopes in. So the trick is to make it on the measurements of the envelopes, not the cards. You will get a box that is too small if you base it on the card measurements alone. But if you're planning on putting envelopes in there, then you need to work this out based on the measurements of the envelope. Now, I hope my voice is going to survive. So what I want to do is I want to show you this worksheet. It's 2 pages. This is the bottom of the box here. This is the top of the box. But we need to do some working out beforehand. If you only ever make boxes to fit your cards and envelopes, you'll probably only ever need to do this once. If you would like to make boxes that were smaller to fit tags or bigger, say to fit square cards, you will need to rework out your measurements for that box. Now, I'm going to show you how you do this, okay? Now, I'm going to go fairly slowly and it'll probably be on repeat, but that's the way I work. I like to make sure that everybody understands what's going on. So here it says, if gifting cards with envelopes, please measure based on width and length of envelopes. So I have my envelopes here. I'm going to determine the width by doing this here. I'm going to take the measurement of the width of the envelope, which in this case is 11.5. So I want to put 11.5 down here. Then I want to add 0.5 centimetre, 0.5 of a centimetre. So if this is 11.5, adding 0.5 will bring me to 12 centimetres. If you are working on imperial, i.e. inches, you will, instead of adding 0.5 centimetres, you will add 1/4 of an inch. So you will take your measurements in inches and you will add 1/4 of an inch, and you will get this total here. This total here has an asterisk, 1 asterisk. That is the width that we want to start with. To determine the length, I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to measure this, and the measurement that I get is 6.2 centimetres, 16.2 centimetres. I want to add 5, so that brings it up to 16.7 centimetres. Now again, rather than that figure there, you would add 1/4 of an inch if you're using imperial. That is the width and the length of the inside of the box. Okay, now to determine how deep I want this box, I will take what I'm putting into it and I will measure it. Now that is 4 envelopes, 4 cards, okay? Now, I'm not squishing them down like that. I could, but I don't want to do that, okay? I just want to loosely measure that, and I come up with 2.5 centimetres, which is roughly about an inch. So I am going to write here where it says the side height or the depth, how deep I want my box, to be 2.5 centimetres. This has 1 asterisk. This has 2 asterisks. These are our golden measurements. That's why I put that arrow there, okay? 1 asterisk, 2 asterisks. Now on this worksheet, you take these and you move them to where you see the coinciding symbol. So I'm taking this now, the width of my box, which I've determined to be 12 centimetres, and I'm putting 12 centimetres. See that asterisk? 12 centimetres, asterisk. Now I want to take the side height or the depth of the box, which is 2.5, and I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to put another 2.5, and I need to add all of these up, and the total comes to 17 centimetres. Now that's given us a new symbol there. I'm going to do the same thing with the length, which is 16.7 centimetres. I'm going to put that 2 asterisks, 2 asterisks. 16.7 plus my 2.5 plus my 2.5 again. I'm going to add all of that up and it will come to 21.7 centimetres. Now that is measurement B. That is the width, that is the length. That is the measurements that I need to cut my cardstock. And I'm going to do that with you right this second. So I'm taking a piece of you will need to pull out your arm from your trimmer. The first piece I want to cut is 17 centimetres. So I'm going over here to 17 centimetres, or whatever your new measurement here is. A with the asterisks, 17 centimetres. 17 centimetres, okay? I'm going to cut that. I'm going to turn this now and I'm going to cut it to my new B total length, which is 21.7 centimetres. 21.7. Now, I have written that down here. Cut the bottom of the box to total width A by total length B, and then score on all four sides at your side height. So now I've cut that at 17 centimetres by 21.7 centimetres. I'm going to pop this back in here and I'm going to score it at 2.5. Just going to pop that out of the way at the moment. So 2.5, scoring it only, giving that a good score on all four sides. 2.5 centimetres, which was our side height or depth, which is a different name for it. Now this is going to be the bottom of the box. Now I'm going over it again for you. I have cut it at 17 centimetres by 21.7 centimetres, and I have scored it on all four sides at 2.5. Now I'm going to take my snips, and on the two short sides I'm going to cut straight up the score line to the other score line. So I'm just cutting that straight up, and then I'm going to take a wedge out of the tab. This is the tab. Taking a bit of a wedge. Now you don't have to measure this. This just takes away some of the bulk, and I'm doing that on all four corners, but I'm doing it from the short side, from the short edge. So straight along the score line there, straight up, and then I'm cutting out that little wedge, which isn't very much, on both sides. Now I'm going to turn that around, and I'm going to do the same thing again. Straight up that score line. I'm taking a little notch out of there, a little notch out of there, little wedge, and the same on this one here. So straight up the score line, taking a little wedge out of there, and another one on this side. So we have this now. So now I'm going to fold all of those in. I'm going to give them a really good crease with my bone folder. And when I do this edge, I want to include the tabs. So I'm giving that a really good crease. And the last side as well. Of course, you could do that before you cut the notches out. Excuse me, but that's how it worked out. Now I'm using tear and tape. I'm going to do my best with the tear and tape. So either turn it over so that your notches are sort of facing down, and just pop some in each part of the tab. Okay. Yeah, I'm not very good at this. I'm going to use a block because I want the edges to be kind of nice and neat. So on each corner, I'm going to do that. Okay. And it's very sticky. Don't get yourself stuck to it. Okay. Right, so I've done that with each of the 4 tabs. Now, again, I'm going to give them a bit of a run over with my bone folder just to make sure that they're nice and adhered. And then we're going to put this together. So you probably need to take your pick and you just want to lift the tear and tape. I find it easy to go down the longer edge. Right, now I've got one edge done. And there's the tear and tape. You can see the tear and tape there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the first tab in. I'm going to line up the straight edge that I cut with the scored edge. So that is a straight corner. That should be at a right angle. So I'm just going to pop that down and then give that a good press. The same with this side. I want to match that straight cut edge to that corner. Then I'm going to give that a really good rub with my bone folder. And I'm going to do the same thing with these tabs here. So just bear with me while I do this. This makes a really, well, it makes a fairly sturdy box, but if you want it to be sturdier, there are ways you can do that. So I'm lining that straight edge with the scored edge, taking this piece off here and doing the same thing. Now this came about that I wanted to gift some cards to the gardening club when I was a guest speaker there a couple of weeks ago or last week. And I didn't have a box. So that is the base of our box. Now, my cards will fit in there perfectly. If I want to put a piece of tissue paper in there to wrap them up, I do have a bit of leeway, as you can see. There's a bit of leeway. So that is the base of my box. That is very easy to make, following this formula. Now, that was the bottom of the box. Now, the top of the box needs to be just a little bit bigger in order to fit over the base. So we're going to use a formula again. It is going to be almost identical, but there will be some changes. So remember how I told you these were the golden numbers, the golden measurements. These golden measurements, 1 asterisk for the width, 2 asterisks for the length. We're going to take those 2 numbers as we did down here, but we're putting them on this page here that is the top of the box. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move those numbers over to here. Width, 1 asterisk, width, 1 asterisk, 12 centimetres. Then I'm going to transfer 16.7, 2 asterisks, to this space here, 2 asterisks, 16.7. Sorry, I needed to, replenish my voice. Now that I've moved those numbers here, I can determine again the side height of my box. Now, I've got a little box here that I made years ago. And you can see that the bottom of the box is deeper than the top. Now, that gives me a bit of a finger hold to open. And you can see if I put them side by side that the base of the box is deeper than the top. Now, you can do that. Of course, you can do that. You can make the depth or the side height of the top of your box less than the bottom of your box. But I'm going to make it the same depth because I want to show you another fun way of doing this. So you know that you can make that, well, we did 2.5. You could make that 1.5 for 4 cards and 4 envelopes. But I'm going to make it the same depth, 2.5, because I want to show you just another step that will make your box look a little bit professional. So I have that measurement there. I've transferred the 2 measurements from this area here of our worksheet, and now I am going to follow the formula right here. Okay, so the added measurements have been built into this formula here. So I have my 12 centimeters, and I want to add the side height plus the side height. So if I had that as 1.5, then I would put 1.5, 1.5. But because I'm making it the same, I'm putting 2.5 plus 2.5. Now, you'll notice this little number here in the middle. That is 0.3 of a centimetre. So I want to add this up, and then I'm going to add 0.3. So this adds up to 17 plus 0.3. So that is 17.3 centimetres. If you are doing imperial, it would be 1/8 of an inch. This number here would be 1/8 of an inch. Now I have my second measurement, which is my length, plus my side height, plus my side height again, plus my 0.3 centimetres, and that comes to 21.7 centimetres. No, it doesn't. Yes, no, it doesn't. It's 22 centimetres. Gosh, I told you my maths was crap. That is 12, 14, 16, 17 plus 3. That is correct, but this is incorrect. Let me go back and count that again. 16, 18, 20, 21.7 plus 3 is 22. So that is 22 centimetres. Now, again, if you are using imperial, rather than that figure, you would add 1/8 of an inch. So we've now got these new measurements, and we're going to cut these measurements to these measurements here. Exactly the same as we did with the base. Now, cross your fingers to see that this works out, because my brain is just a touch addled. So we need this to be 22 centimetres. I'm just going to do that again. 16, 18, 20, 21.7 plus 3 is 22, right? Okay, so you want to pull out the arm again, because we're right over here. 22 centimetres exactly. And we're going to cut. Pop that in my stash. And 17.3. So 17, 1, 2, 3 centimetres. Gosh, I hope this works. Now I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to score at 2.5 on all sides. Now, if you've determined the depth of your box lid to be less than that, then do it according to that measurement. But I'm doing it at 2.5 centimeters. And I'm just scoring all 4 sides. 2.5. Oops, 2.5. And the last side, 2.5. Now we're going to do exactly the same thing. We are going to just cut down that score line. And bevel those 2 edges. That is wrong. That is not 2.5. Having an excellent day today. 2.5. There we go. Never mind. Now, should you accidentally score in the wrong place, simply take your bone folder and erase that score from the back. I mean, it's not going to disappear perfectly, but at least it won't be so noticeable. So now I'm going to cut this just as we did before. So straight up this score line, and then I'm going to take that wedge out. Straight up this score line, and I'm going to take the wedge out. Take the wedge only out of the notch or the corner section of the card. I'm going to turn that around and do it again, straight up. Take that little wedge, take that little wedge, and again, straight up that score. And we're going to do exactly the same thing. So I'm going to score it all, what do you call it? Crease it all. And give it a really good crease with your bone folder. Now, if you're interested in the Kanamaluka Wildlife Rehabilitation Centre, you can go to their website. You can donate. I have set up the cost of a cup of coffee, which is $5 here in Australia. I've set that up per month. It's not a lot, but it helps them out immensely. You can donate. I always put a link in the description, so look for it there if you're interested in it. I'm going to put some tear and tape on each of the tabs, and then hopefully this box lid will be correct. Right. The struggle is real, guys. The brain activity has been minimal. I think this is what they're referring to long COVID. Well, you're not actually, you're not contagious, and you're still testing negative, but you've still got these symptoms. And yeah, it really does. Well, I'm finding that I'm tired a lot, and I'm coughing a lot. And yeah, I hope I don't have them for any prolonged time. I am due to see my doctor probably early next week, and yeah, I think it's just like the flu, you know. Well, it is. It's a virus, isn't it? So I'm doing exactly the same thing. And look, please stay safe out there, because I can tell you it's quite debilitating, this this end of it. You think you're over it, and you're really not. So yeah, I'm just removing the tear and tape. And we're doing exactly the same. So I want this straight cut edge to line up with this straight scored edge. It gives you a nice square corner. Once you've got that, just give it a squeeze. And the same on this side. Okay. Right. Now I want my bone folder in there, and I want to do that. I want to do the same on this one here. I think winter doesn't help. I noticed a couple of nights when the air is cold, I start coughing again. So yeah, we're trying to make sure the heat is well and truly on in the night, because yeah, you don't want to be up all night coughing. Okay, so there's that corner. Here's this corner. Now let's hope this worked out. When I made it the other day, I made it absolutely perfect. I hope I've made it perfect today. So there is our box. We have the very slightest extra measurement there of 0.3 millimeters, and it fits this box snugly. So how do I get it open now? Well, we're going to make some thumb grips, or whatever you want to call them. So what I want to do is I just want to roughly find the center of this. I could have done this before I put it together, but I was talking. So 17, we're looking around about 8.5, if that's correct. And so 8.5, I'm just putting a mark at 8.5 on the inside of this rim. Is that right? 8 and 8 is 16. Yep. So now I've got just a circle punch, and I'm just lining this up in there. I should have done it before I put it together, but I'm just lining that up in there, and I'm just nipping that out. So I'm using that little mark as a guide. They don't have to be perfect. Nobody is going to measure them. And now I have these little thumb holds. So I can pull this apart quite easily now. If you wanted to dispense with that, then make your lid depth about 1 centimetre or half an inch smaller. So now I've got this beautiful little box, and it is a lovely little box. It fits it very snugly. So what I want to do is, if I wanted to reinforce that, I would then take the measurement, which is the measurement of the box lid, the width and the length, and I would cut a piece of cardstock the same colour, minus about 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch, and I would just glue that to the inside of the box. I would do the same with the base of the box. This for me is sturdy enough, but I think it's a bit plain, so I thought I might like to add just a piece of designer series paper to this. So I'm going to take those measurements, which was 16.7 by 12. I'm going to just make sure if that is the correct measurement. So 12, yep, 12, excuse me, by 16.7. I reckon that's probably right. So that again is our golden measurements. Our golden measurements here. Now you could probably make that the inside layer if you wanted to make the box a bit sturdier. But I'm going to take those two measurements. Which way do I want it just to go? I think I want this to go 12 centimeters by 16.7 by 16.7, 16.7. And I'm going to glue this onto the top of the box. And I could cut out some flowers, decorate this with ribbon, whatever. But I'm just doing it to this point, just to give you an idea. Oops, that is a big blob of glue right there. So, yeah, you could take this to decorating heights that... whatever you want. But there is our pretty little box. Just plain like this would be perfect. I'm just going to give this a good rub on the inside. With my bone folder. And when the recipient receives this, you could just pop a bit of ribbon around there, put a beautiful bow on it, and you have a box to suit any size product, a custom-made box. I hope you've enjoyed that. Please pop over to Wendy's YouTube channel at Village Card and Crafts. Link I'll put below. My nephew Duncan and his family run the Kanamaluka Wildlife Rehabilitation Centre, and you know they can always use the donations because they are not for profit. So all that stuff will be in the link below. Look, have a great weekend. I'll see you guys hopefully all on Sunday. Hopefully I'll be heaps better by then. What a difference a couple of days make. But there is our beautiful box. There is our gorgeous card sketch number 10, was it? Number 10. So, yeah, thanks for sharing in a bit of time with me tonight. And I'll see you guys all on Sunday. Bye for now. Bye.